Good morning. Good chilly Tuesday morning, but it's going to get colder. Matter of fact, I'm a little bit late because I had a friend who called to make sure I had everything I need before the cold front comes in Thursday. We got another whole day, so I've got to get some windows all covered up and one more air conditioner out of the window. Oh, yeah. All right. I got a long list, right? I bet you got a long list too. Do if you are in the path of the Siberian front, take heed, take caution, and prepare. Right? Get everything tucked in that you can get tucked in. Get all ready for it. Anyway, and if you live in a warmer area, let me know where you are, and I may just move there. Right? Because this is crazy. Mike Morgan said the Siberian front rarely comes through. I'm like, it's come through twice since I've lived in this apartment, and I've only been here a little over 2 years. So I think he's kind of silly because it's come that we do have Siberian fronts. So at least this one's just a couple of days, and mentally I can make it because it's 2 days and then it's over, right? It's not going to last for 2 weeks like that one did a couple of years ago anyway. So we can make it. We got it. We got what we need, right? Anyway, I hope you're having a good morning, and I hope you're having a good week. A good Christmas week, 5 days till Christmas. I hope you're all ready and prepared and gonna have a good time and have great plans. And that means it's only a little over a week till next year. Wow, already. That's awesome, isn't it? So this morning I was actually, honestly, I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw one of my favorite doctors that's more of a natural, on the natural side of things, and he's offering a pill now. Just take this pill and it'll alleviate your stress, and it'll help this and it'll help that. And so I started thinking about, and because I'm interested in, I mean, I technically am a certified health coach. I'm just not working in that capacity. I would love to, though. I'm thinking about it. But that's an interest to me. So I look at a lot of the sites, the trending sites when it comes to health and nutrition and naturopathic stuff and natural remedies and things like that. I use some for me and Chris both, and so far so good, right? Anyway, and so because of that, I get a lot of email and spam about, from all these crazy places that I've studied nutritional, benefits and all these things, and they always have a pill. And I'm like, so just being natural is not enough, right? So they always have a pill for this, a pill for that, a pill for something else. We got these vitamins, and their vitamins are proprietary, and they're the best, and nobody else's is like theirs, right? And so you get this spill, and you just kind of finally go, whatever. And so I started thinking. So the one I saw this morning was for reducing stress and something else, and I just thought, you know what? I don't think a pill, I don't care what herb it is not going to reduce stress because we live in a stressful world. We're going to have stress. Jesus said, in this world you will have tribulation. Period. It was a promise. Not a really good one, but it was a promise. We're going to have tribulation. We're going to have struggles. We talk about Paul talking about the struggles he went through. We talk about our heroes of faith. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if there was just a pill to take to alleviate stress? And then I started thinking, you know what? In some ways, the word is a pill. And that's why I titled this Pill. We can take the word because in the word we can find comfort. I love the Psalms that are for comfort. In Proverbs, we can read when we need wisdom, when we need peace, we can find it right here in the Word. We can find encouragement by reading stories of people who have been through and have been through ordeals in life. And that's the thing is the Bible doesn't paint a pretty picture in that sense, in the sense that it doesn't glamorize the results, right? We have people sleeping with people they shouldn't have slept with and having babies they shouldn't have had, and David with Bathsheba. And I'm thinking of, there's so many stories. They didn't take all the ugly stuff out of the Bible so it would paint a pretty picture. They left it all in there so that we could see in life God is still here. He didn't get out when it got ugly. He didn't get out when the storm rages, right? He is in it with us. And so I started thinking, you know what? I think there are pills in the Word. And then my mind went to Psalm 119, and that's where I spent my time this morning reading. And it says, I did not find all of the scriptures in Psalm 119 that talks about the word, but David starts out with a question in verse 9 of one. And Psalm 119, in case you don't know, it's close to the middle of the Bible, but it's the longest chapter in the Bible. It's longer than a couple of the books almost, like Haggai and some of those little bitty guys, right? But he starts out in verse 9. He says, "How does a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed to the word." By reading the word, you cleanse your way, you direct your path. There's so many things, and so I just kind of actually skimmed down through here because I had one in mind. Let's see. Here he says here in verse 28, "My soul melts from heaviness." You know, in our society, it's easy to find ourselves in that spot where our soul is just weighted down with the troubles of the day. It's weighted down with the troubles of the world, weighted down with all the catastrophes that's going on, with the injustices in our society and all these things. It's easy to feel like our souls are just being weighted down, right? But he says, "My soul melts from heaviness." And that's what I love about it, is it's in the Bible. David felt that way. He could say how he really felt. God doesn't judge us for saying how we really feel. He just gives us a pill to fix it, right? So he says, "My soul melts from heaviness. Strengthen me according to your word." He says, your word is going to give me that strength. And I just noticed up ahead in verse 25, he says, "My soul clings to the dust. Revive me according to your word." So the word can revive us. The word can encourage us. The word can strengthen us, right? And so that's why, and I'm going to put my plug out here for reading, and I've got some devotionals. I've got some study guides. If you want some direction for reading, send me a message. I'll send them to you. The PDF ebook is just a glorified PDF. I'll send you the PDF. I just want you to read it for yourself. I don't want, you shouldn't take my word for it ever. I mean, I know the word pretty good, and I love it, but I might get it wrong. Don't take my word for what it says, right? Go read it for yourself. Don't, if all your relationship with the word is just based on TV preachers, that's not that they're bad. It's just you need to know it for yourself. You need to say, be able to say, "I need peace today. Where am I going to find it in the word? I need strength today. Where am I going to find it in his word?" And then memorize scriptures. I think I've told the story of in 1986 when I was so sick, and my mom planned my funeral. I thought I was dying. I showed every sign of it, and I literally didn't have the strength to read my Bible. And I would lay it on my chest on the couch, and I would lift it up and read a line, and then I was exhausted and I put it down and go back to sleep, seriously. And so I memorized Psalm 57:1. It says, "Be merciful unto me, O God, be merciful unto me, for my soul trusts in thee." It was old King James back then. "And under the shadow of your wings I will rest until these calamities are past." And I held on to that scripture for that time till God healed me. There was no other explanation, because the doctors couldn't find anything. They wasn't treating anything. There was no other explanation. And so I held on to that. And when I guess over these almost 3 years now, we've held on to John 14:27, right? We've made it an anchor in our lives. No matter what goes on around us, we know that Jesus gave us peace. So it's there. We put Colossians with it. I like it is, "Let it rain." So Jesus gave me peace. I can hold on to that. That's something solid I can hold on to. If you need healing, if you're facing tough financial circumstances, or scriptures in Proverbs about managing finances, even it's all here wherever you are in your life's walk. It's all here, and we can hope in his word. Matter of fact, in verse 50, David says this in Psalm 119, "This is my comfort in my affliction." He's not acting like the affliction's not there. He's not acting like there's not anything bad going on. He's going, in the middle of everything going on, I have comfort because your word gives me life. So it's an anchor for our soul, right? And here's verse 9. He says, "Your faithfulness endures to all generations." Oh, wait, where was it? Oh, "Forever, O Lord, your word is settled in heaven. For your faithfulness endures to all generations." There's something to hold on to. To all generations. That we're in the Bible. We're in the Bible. His faithfulness endures to all generations. So, and we're part of those all generations that were way out there. David couldn't even fathom 2022 or 2023 when he penned that, right? But his faithfulness endures. He says in verse 97, "Oh, how I love your law. It's my meditation all the day." All day long is meditating on it, right? And so I encourage you today to just take the pill. This is the pill, right? If you need love, if you need acceptance, if you need direction. Matter of fact, I was looking for, let's see, what verse is it in Psalm 119 that says your word is, here it is, 105. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. His word gives us direction. There's a pill for that. There's a pill for that if we need direction, right? We can find what we need here. And in my one of my favorites, verse 165, great peace. There's that peace again. Great peace have those who love your law, and nothing will cause them to stumble. So even just in this psalm, we've had direction, lighting our path, peace. What else do we have here? Comfort, right? So we can just take this pill when we need, and when we read it and we memorize it and we get familiar with it, then when we stumble or when we have something come up, we have an obstacle in our way and life gets difficult or dangerous or whatever word you want to fill in there, right? We can draw from the word and get that comfort we need, get that peace we need, get the direction we need, get that hope we need. The word is full of hope. There's always hope. And so I encourage you that I'm pretty sure that even though this is a well-known doctor and I respect most of his work, that pill is not going to take away your stress. And as a matter of fact, the Bible isn't going to just take away your stress. All your stress ain't going to just fall off. However, it will give you a way to deal with it in a constructive way, in a positive way, a way that just puts his hope in your heart. And we learn how to deal with stress. We all have stress. We all have stressors, and we all have different stressors in our lives, right? But I'm telling you, we can be rooted and grounded in the Word, and God can make a way through those stressors in our life that we can still hold on to his peace. We can still let it rain. We can still walk in his love, understand his love, and know that he loves us, that he's walking with us, that he's faithful. His faithfulness will endure to all generations, and that's us. That's us, and that's our grandchildren, and our grandchildren's children's children's children's. As long as there's generations, God's faithfulness will endure. So you can trust in it today, rest in it today. Have a great day. Peace out, and I'll see you tomorrow.